Welcome back to What Up Sports. We got a real fun one for you. This is going to be a parter. We probably will have this show once a month or something.
97 parts out there.
Gosh, and we're going to really tie this down to 10 minutes. And this has got so much to talk about, I think. But we'll see. But before we get into it, we want to honor we do have some sponsors. It is us that are sponsoring ourselves. And I think it's really important. We're going to do not like we did where we finished the last show, but we're going to explain who we are real quick. First of all, paratravelers.net, P-R-A travelers.net. The hottest thing going on right now is Europe. So that's a hot one. There's other ones. I'm actually doing a cruise, Virgin cruise at the end of December here in just like another week. It's going to be amazing cruise. I have plans for Tokyo next year. So Chris, we haven't talked about this yet. But I have a trip for my 50th, Boston to San Francisco, sunrise to sunset on the same day. I'm now doing Tokyo to sunrise on the same day. So that's actually probably for my brother's 60th. You didn't know that. So
wow.
Yeah. So there's some cool ideas that I've got going on. So check out Para Travelers. Contact Chris. You can make comments. He'll reach out to you. He'll take care of all your travel needs. So help support us because we're not getting funded by anything. So if you want to help support us. Don't forget to comment here. We want people to come on the show and be a part of these discussions. So don't forget that. You can also check out robleroy.com. That is my download business. Actually, I have a website and it teaches you how to create your own download business. It teaches you how to use Canva and different things to write a book that's downloadable if you have things to share. That's an amazing thing, and it's going to go into my passion, which I really help men's mental health. So if you want to help support that as well, all the funds are going to go and grow that to create a worldwide place for men to come and help support each other. So go right into the showtime. I want to do that really quick.
One last thing about Paratravelers. I started booking travel baseball softball teams. So, hey, group travel, let me know if I can help you guys out.
That's awesome. Awesome. Softball, baseball teams, if you got travel, cheerleading. They go out on all these
football,
absolutely,
whatever, hockey.
All right, into the show. Hall of Fame.
Fame. Yes, the Hall of Fame.
So why this came up, I've been talking about this for a while, and we're just going to have fun going on to this. But hold on. For a while, we've been talking about the Hall of Fame for 5 years at least that I can think of off the top of my head. Gosh. And so we're going to get backed up into this short amount of time that we can talk about it. But here's the ultimate goal. We're going to do the ultimate goal, and then we're going to get into a little bit about it. We're going to create our own Hall of Fame. We want you guys to be a part of why somebody should be the first person inducted into the What Up Sports Hall of Fame. Any sport.
Yep.
One from the top. We could talk the Pete Roses. We could talk why somebody should be in, why should somebody be out. Basically, it's become a Hall of Very Good, not a Hall of Fame anymore. And there's people that are not in, and there's people that are in. We need to have a real discussion. There's people in this world that belong in a Hall of Fame that are so amazing, and you've never even heard their names or why. But once you hear what they've done, of course they belong in a Hall of Fame. So we're starting the Hall of Fame discussion right here, What Up Sports, and we decided to rewrite the Hall of Fame. We're not going with these wussy freaking writers who are afraid to put people in because they're just writers suck. They suck. Let's just put it that way. I don't care if you're a writer and you're watching it, you suck.
Well, because you were mean to me in the locker room because you just struck out 8 times in a game, I'm not putting you in.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know what? Okay, so we'll go right to it. Do we believe that in the Hall of Fame has to do with what you did on the field, not what you did off the field?
For me, yes.
Me too. Now, there's the cheating stuff. What's the line of cheating, right? Barry Bonds never was suspended. He's never been called out for it.
Never tested positive.
You know how many people were on steroids before? And we'll get into it a little bit. What's going on after the fact? Barry Bonds.
Steroids, what about the white lines? Let's just go there for a moment back in the 70s and 80s.
Through history, I mean, juiced balls. I mean, there's discussions that Babe Ruth got, the Yankees threw special balls out to the pitchers when Babe Ruth was up to bat.
Interesting.
Right? So there's a lot of discussions in that. But does Babe Ruth belong in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. But there's been cheating all the time. When you're talking about the steroid era, so many people on steroids, so many that didn't get caught. Pitchers, batters, stuff like that. The thing is, did steroids hit the ball out that many times? How many home runs? Did steroids walk somebody that many times? Like, I kind of start with Barry Bonds because it's closer to our time, where Pete Rose isn't. So a lot of people maybe not understand that. Some people will. Pete Rose bets on baseball. He bet on his team.
The Reds at the time.
Against his team. He never bet against his team, so he never threw a game. But that guy did more in baseball than anybody in history. He was a player and a coach, a manager at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Like how do you not have that guy in the Hall of Fame? And this has been
1,000 hits. Jesus criminy. One of the best batting averages, on base percentages, and slugging percentages ever.
Yeah. So what I think the discussion is, what is the criteria to be in our Hall of Fame?
Our criteria. That's a scary thought if you think about it.
Right.
Number one, everybody today is about cybermetrics, and all the metrics. I'm a stats guy. I'm a stats nerd when it comes down to it. Got to have good stats. Let's just start there. Yeah. You have to have phenomenal stats. And I want to bring up this year's Shohei Ohtani. So a lot of people are sitting there saying how he's God's gift to everything that's ever been a Dodger and so on and so forth. So everybody knows this year would have been Barry Bonds' number 11 on what Shohei Ohtani did. Okay? So as great a year as you guys think Shohei Ohtani had, Barry Bonds had 10 more.
Yeah.
So,
right. So,
yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk about this because I know we're going to go off a little bit and we'll come back in because we don't have so much time. Right. But it's going to be a discussion in another show, but I want to bring it up. You got Aaron Judge.
Yes.
And here's my belief. There was a kid in high school, Whitney, she's now at Stanford, basketball player. And she told me she went to Utah for a whole, recruiting session for basketball. This kid's unbelievable, all-world basketball player, sweetest girl in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But she told me she'd go out to practice and they basically take a pill. And that pill would have an iPad and there's coaches on the side. And then they'd walk up to the coach and they would determine who is already tapped out and they're done in practice. And other kids had more to give in practice. And when they came off the courts, they had a shake that was made specifically for them, ready to go. So my question is Aaron Judge, and we're not going to answer it yet. This is going to be hard. But is Aaron Judge more enhanced than Barry Bonds was on steroids? And we're not going to answer that. But that's another show. But the reason why I brought it up is because when we talk Hall of Fame, what's our criteria?
Yeah.
That's a whole other show. But it leads to, is somebody more enhanced, even though you're so enhanced. These college kids are so much more. I didn't have that. I watched Sylvester Stallone drinking eggs, and so I drank eggs, and I had peanut butter sandwiches, and that's how I was going to get big. And I got a little book from Joe Atlas, and then I would put a broomstick over some chairs, and I'd do pull-ups to it and stuff like that. So
Jack LaLanne
now is a whole nother thing. So that's why I'm bringing it up, is because we're not even going to get into it because we only have so much time in our first show. We're bringing this out because we need you guys to be a part of the comments, but we're bringing these topics up because the first thing we need to do is determine what is the requirement because at this time they're enhanced. So you can't go like it's the GOAT conversation, Tom Brady versus Joe Montana, different era. Receivers were able to be held and attacked back in the day. And now, if you breathe on them wrong, there's a penalty. Totally different eras, right?
Oh, yes.
Is it going to take to get into our Hall of Fame? Some people could get taken down because they're not playing at the same level. You can't call somebody what they are for their era. What is the level to even be considered? Because I want Hall of Famers, not Hall of Very Goods.
I agree. I think that's a great introduction to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I really do. We're at about the 10-minute mark.
oh, there's so much to talk about.
Oh yeah,
So much to talk about. But we're going to cut it because we wanted to be true to you and we wanted you to comment. We want you to be a part of it. We want you on the show to talk about this one.
Oh God, yeah.
For sure. We need more people than just two people determining the best Hall of Fame ever created in the world.
That's right.
Because with what I really want to do, I want to have that real conversation, not this pussyfooting around stuff. And I want to talk about athletes that aren't Hall of Fame people that are football. There are people that have done swimming things that we've interviewed that her credits of all of her records and things she's done in the, if you ever can go back and find the Suzanne Hyam video, just go to things that she's done. It's like 6 minutes of a Star Wars scroll of all the records and first time things that she's ever done. And that she's not even the most impressive I've found now because it got me thinking outside of the box. And so this is such a great intro to Hall of Fame because, my God, we're talking about enhancements by drugs, enhancements by science.
Yeah.
What somebody really did in their era to be so much further above and beyond. Pete Rose did not do anything that was off the field that affected what he did on the field. There's no reason why he
know.
Right.
I mean, he was not a teammate with Keith Hernandez, so we know that. Sorry, I know I'm going to go to hell for that one, but that's okay.
So thank you for Hall of Fame part 1 of We Don't Know. But we're excited about this topic because, man, we can create something so fun.
Okay, so number 1 is stats then.
Okay, we'll put that out there. Before we go on to other stuff, stats has got to be a big part. But what does that mean?
That's what we've got to.
You have different eras. What is the stats? Are you trying to compare to all time? Are you trying to compare to that era? How do you value an era?
Well, that's something that we'll have to talk about in our next shows.
Absolutely. I love this. This is where I'm really getting into have some fun. I can't wait to talk more about this. But that's
everybody. Please, please, please subscribe, like, say what up, whatever you guys can do. Go in there, talk us up, check us out on social media. We're back. And we're back.
Don't forget to comment. We'll be watching. We'll be commenting back. If you want to be on the show, please let us know. We'd love to have you on and have this real serious discussion and not serious because we're not that serious.
No.
But
we're not.
The coolest Hall of Fame that ever was happening, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So we're going to create criteria, and then we're going to have a class that we can vote on, and we're going to have people help us vote on who the first person in our Hall of Fame ever will be. And it can't be just easy to get into our Hall of Fame. It might be at first because, there's some obvious ones. But, we have to talk about Tyson throwing a fight against some YouTuber and whether that ruins his legacy. Anyways, we'll move on.
Sorry. I will say though, for me, the first person has to be somebody that's not in the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, that's good. That's a tough one to say though.
There are way too many that should be that aren't.
I'm with you that we may have to create categories off. I mean, we have to have our Hall of Fame, and then we might have to have people that there's so many things we can do. Anyways, we'll talk about it in the future. Thank you for joining us at What Up Sports. We are back. We're having a great time, and we'll catch you on our next show next week.
Bye.